Hey everyone, Prestito here. So before I get started in this video, I just wanted to give you guys a brief update on the pre-sale and crypto market. As you see the title of the video, I'm going to be covering two upcoming projects which I think are going to be really pro. But as you know, disclaimer, the pre-sale market hasn't been too great. But I do want to start covering some projects that are coming up that I think can be really good. It's been a while actually since pre-sales did well. I believe only in the beginning of this year they did quite good, and there has been some occasional ones that have performed. But in general, I would actually advise people to stay out of pre-sales at the current moment. But that can change really quickly, especially with Bitcoin doing so well now and in general the market pumping. I think with Bitcoin being at all-time high, the market will soon follow, and with that comes more opportunities like pre-sales doing well again, which is obviously what we're all waiting for. That's where you can make some really pro gains. So I do want to start covering some projects which have come to my attention, which I think are very promising. And these two projects I'm going to be covering were actually suggested to me by some people I really trust and I believe in their thoughts. So let's get started with the first project that I'm going to be covering, and that is Figure Markets. So as you can see, it's going to be the exchange built for everything. So to give you guys a summary of what it's all about, as I said, it's building the exchange for everything. It's going to be a self-custody marketplace, which means you're going to have full control of your keys, which I think is really important for exchanges. And that's the reason why I don't actually use exchanges like Binance and things like that. And it's actually going to be a marketplace for crypto, stock, bonds, credit, and more. So it's going to be covering really everything, which is really amazing. And they're going to be offering complete ownership of your crypto, as I said, with self-custody. And it's also going to be zero fee trading, which is really huge, and up to almost 8% yields on your stables, which is really, really good yields. So let's go through what makes them unique compared to some other exchanges. As I said, the decentralized custody is a really big one. Your assets are stored securely in an MPC wallet, which makes you have complete control over it. You also have democratized prime services, which makes it so you can borrow. You don't have to be a whale to do that now. It lets eligible members access margin loans with leverage up to 5-to-1 ratio, which previously was reserved for big hedge funds and institutions. And also you can invest beyond crypto, which is a really big one. Personally, I want to invest more in stocks, and doing that with crypto would make it really, really easy. So with that, also, you'll be able to invest in other assets like FTX bankruptcy claims and more. So that's really pro. Also, flexible borrowing, so you can easily borrow assets on the platform, making your portfolio management smooth and efficient. And also the same good cash yield that I mentioned, earning almost up to 8% by using their exclusive funds. So that's all really pro and impressive, and what's even more impressive is their backers. If you have a look here at the bottom, you can see Pantera, Jump. These are really huge names in the crypto space, along with others as well. So it makes me very, very bullish. Here you can see an example of their exchange, and here you can click on invest, borrow, and so on. Obviously everything's still being built, but it is really bullish. You can see even here real estate investment trusts. They have a Sol Opportunity Fund where you could buy Solana from the FTX bankruptcy proceedings. So you can see they're really well connected, and there's tons of opportunities with it. And then their founder is Mike Cagney, as you can see here. So overall, Figure Markets really bullish on that one. I definitely recommend you guys to follow their socials and stay up to date, especially with waiting for more information that's coming up with regards to their sales and so on. I think it could be a worthwhile one to get into, especially if the market does recover in terms of private sale performance. So now let's get into the next project that I want to talk about, and that is O3 Layer, which, as you can see, it's the first Bitcoin Layer 3 chain. And obviously Bitcoin's at all-time high. I think Bitcoin projects are really going to do well. As you know, SRC20, BRC20 runes, all that I think is going to start taking off really soon. And I think pre-sales relating to Bitcoin could also do very well. So that's why this one is on my radar. So let's go over what O3 Layer is. So as I said, they're building the first ever layer 3 solution on Bitcoin, and they're going to be using Arbitrum's Orbit technology. And the idea is to boost Bitcoin's scalability, speed, and securing it in a large way. And one of the key tools they have is their Octopus bridge, which already supports over 20 networks, which includes the first bridge for both runes and BRC20 tokens, which is really huge. And they're using it to make a new layer 3 solution widely accessible. And they're going to be using Arbitrum's tech, as I mentioned, to create a modular setup for Bitcoin transactions. So basically they have a settlement layer that makes sure transactions are finalized efficiently and securely on the Bitcoin network. And for executing smart contracts, they're using Arbitrum Nitro, which is built for high performance. And then they have a verification layer called Layer Edge to make sure everything checks out accurately on Bitcoin. And on top of all that, they're using a data availability layer with Avail. So all transaction data is easily accessible and secure on the blockchain. And it's a really solid setup aimed at making Bitcoin way more functional for larger scale users with their layer 3 chain. They're also going to be building a launchpad actually. Obviously launchpads are pretty dead at the moment, but as I said, they could start taking off again. And it's good to be well poised in that ecosystem for when it comes up. So having O3 tokens can give you eligibility for their launchpad. Then in terms of their tokenomics, you can see here the distribution, and you can see that they do have a community sale coming up, and more information on that community sale is going to be on the 6th of December. So there's still a month to go for you to decide if you are bullish on the market in terms of launch pads and pre-sales and everything like that. And I do recommend you join my Telegram to stay up to date, always discussing those opportunities and if I think it's pro. But you can see it's going to be on TokenSoft on the 6th of December. And at the moment, they're having some competitions where you can win whitelist like this one here. I recommend to check that out. I also recommend to give them a follow and stay up to date with everything. These are two projects which I think can really be big and have tons of potential. I'm going to be covering more for sure going forward, especially now that the market's picking up and pre-sales could start taking off again, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.